then the name of the game is, how do we get as many copies of your book into as many of those hands as possible?
Hmm.
And not just as many of those hands as possible, but there's probably some of those hands that would be better for them to have your book than others, right?
Right.
And sometimes we do that through marketing. Sometimes we do it by just sending the book out to those people and
Hmm.
giving it to them as a gift, right?
Right.
Because the question I like to ask sometimes is, how many, well, I guess the next question is, what are you trying to get from your audience? You want to give them the book, you want to give them that information, but what are you hoping to get in return? Is it speaking engagements, consulting? Is it
Well,
growing the business we're working on together? What is it that you
yeah.
want to get out of
So
them?
for me personally, it'd be just more speaking engagement, so I can still keep working on the marketing business and have that as the stable piece, and be able to go um, and stand in front of an audience and get an applause.
Okay. So how many speaking engagements could you do per year, or would you do ideally?
I'd like my goal, or the dream, the goal is two keynotes a month for about 10,000 each.
Okay. So 24, let's say
Yeah.
20 to 30 engagements per year, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So how many people do we need to get that book in their hands in order to get those 20 to 30 engagements?
Hmm.
It's going to be more than 20 to 30, right? It's
Right.
probably going to be more than 50 to 100. It's probably going to be in the hundreds, right?
Right.
But maybe not 10,000 or 20,000. So it's not like we're trying to get 20,000 copies of the book out there. That would be fantastic, right?
Right.
But we probably don't need to go that far to help you hit your goals.
Okay.
And we might be able to do it with 2 or 300 books.
Right.
So I would look at that and say, okay, how do I get 300 books in the hands of the ideal audience, the people who are going to make decisions about hiring me to come and speak?
Okay.
And the easiest way to do that is to buy 300 books and mail them to those people. I
Right.
mean, that's the quickest, fastest way to get your book in their hands. And the great thing about mailing out a book is nobody gets a book in the mail and doesn't open it.
Right.
You get that kind of package that's as heavy as it is with a book in it. And
Hmm.
people are going to open that and say, well, there's something inside here. I'm going to take a look at it. It's not just a piece of paper. It's not just a marketing brochure or something. Like, it feels like there's a book in here. So people
Right.
are going to open that, and then they've got your book, and you can put it, I would put some sort of letter or card or something introducing
Hmm.
myself and saying, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is my book. I hope you enjoy it. I'm available for keynotes and speaking engagements, and I would love to talk to your audience. Here's my pricing, but if you buy my book, for everybody who attends, then I'll give you this kind of discount or something like that. Just
Yeah.
explain that pitch. That's the first thing I would do if the
Okay.
goal is I want to get a bunch of these speaking engagements.
Okay. And then, so let me piggyback on that. So I did order my author copies. I ordered a bunch of those. But
Hmm.
being in Orlando and being one of the hot three spots for conferences, I also had targeted some meeting planners, like at Disney, the big convention center. Do you find value in sending the book to them to say, hey, I'm local, I don't cost travel, I don't cost a hotel, you ever get in a situation, I can bail you out because I can drive down the turnpike and be there in 35 minutes, or would love to engage with some of your upcoming conferences and be that recommendation. Do you feel like that would help as well?
Absolutely. I mean, it can't
Okay.
hurt, right? It can
Right.
only help. And that last minute keynote speaker is a valuable thing when somebody has the need. I mean, if
Right.
you're the event organizer and your job is on the line based on how that event goes, and your keynote drops out because they got sick or something
Hmm.
happened, and you need somebody good you can depend on, oh man, what a lifesaver it is to know that there's somebody down the road who could just pop in and do it
Right.
and do a good job on the spot, right?
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing I think it's great to advertise, because the event organizer might put you on their list and say, all right, I've got this guy. He's on my sticky note on my computer. If I ever have a need, I know I can just call this guy and he can just drive over and do it within
Hmm.
24 hours notice or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.